He is an author, fitness innovator, and speaker who has been providing personal training and motivational presentations to audiences for the past 40 years. Ron was the first fitness professional in the Minneapolis-St. Paul area to work with clients and help them define, develop, and pursue their fitness goals. As a personal trainer, Ron has been called upon to coach top doctors, NFL players, lawyers, and CEOs throughout the state of Minnesota. Ron's goal is simple: to help people become the best version of themselves by providing them with training that builds their body and motivational presentations that give them the mindset, attitude, and beliefs for success. Audience have described Ron's presentations as high energy, engaging, humorous, and hard-hitting. So please help me give a warm welcome to Ron Henderson, the fitness king.
Coming up like a basketball player. By the way, I don't play basketball. I wish I knew how to play basketball. How's everybody feeling tonight? Good. It's actually daytime still, but we'll call it tonight. Tonight I'm going to talk about self-staging and the importance of self-staging. When you hear the word self-staging, what's the first thing that comes to your mind? Just take a second and actually think about it. I'm going to call it. Somebody raise your hand. What first thing come to your mind, sir? Okay, very good. I love that. I'm going to use that one next time I speak. I love that. You, sir. Presentation. But usually people think of people in the real estate business. They're selling homes and they want that home to move quicker. So what they will do is they will self-stage that home. Probably about 20 years ago, I went and purchased a home, and I remember driving into Golden Valley, seeing this house sitting up on the hill, looking at the beautiful neighborhood, only to pull up to the curve and look at the yard, and I thought, this is ugly. But the price had me walk up the stairs because it was such a good price. It was $99,000. If I would have purchased it a month earlier, I paid $120,000 for this home right behind the Good Day Cafe. $120,000 for this home. There was no curb appeal. There was no self-staging. But I purchased the home because I knew the value of the property. But I have to share this with you. If I would have drove up and I saw the curb appeal, the nice yard laid out really well, the plants, the flowers, it would have been more interesting for me. And then walking into the house, by the way, if they would have staged it. I talk about self-staging because this is very prominent in the real estate business, and people are actually using that right now in their presentations at work, but most people are unaware of it. What does self-staging mean for the person? Well, putting yourself in the best position possible so that when clients walk in your door or potential buyers, that they immediately see you as somebody that's slightly different. Somebody that just comes off with that kind of just something, that extra edge. Somebody that just comes off in such a way that makes you want to associate with them. So how do you do that? Well, the first step really is start looking at ourselves. How do we look, and I'm going to be very honest with this, how do we look physically? All right? People say you should not judge a book by its cover, but guess what? We do it every single day of our lives. Would you agree with me? Yes. Everybody. Even you in the back. Even you in the back. Every single day. Somebody applies for a job and the person walks in and maybe they're excessively overweight or they're corpulent. You can't tell that person that you're not going to hire them because that's against the law, right? But you start thinking, well, what if they have a heart attack? You think about these things. Or a person's applying for a job and they walk in, their pants are sagging, they're dragging, and you're thinking about it, do I want to hire this person? Well, I'm going to be honest. Don't beat me up for it. I'm probably not going to hire the person because we do judge a book by its cover. Are we wrong about that in most cases? Yes, we are, but we do it. So self-staging, we want to get ourselves, number one, in the best shape that we can. And not just for the physical benefits, but for the health benefits and for the other benefits. Because when you have more energy, you can stay out there longer with that prospective client or that prospective buyer. You have the energy to talk longer. And you also have the energy to be able to go home and walk in the door and say, Lucy, I'm home. And have the energy for your wife, for your spouse, for your kids. But it will take you getting in the physical condition. You might have to do what I call a mini workout, where you got those feet moving, and you can be in your office right now, you can be sitting on the chair and still do the mini workout. And by the way, it does work. If I had you tap your feet right, try it. Just tap your feet as fast as you can. Do it for 30 seconds. Faster. 30 seconds faster, faster, faster. Come on, I know you can do better than that. Come on, they don't call me the Fitness King for nothing. Come on, faster. Come on, come on, come on. Okay, that's a mini workout. It's called a mini workout. So when you're in better shape, guess what happens? You don't feel the aches and pains the same way. And by the way, I'm talking about this first because pain is a major distractor for anybody. I don't care what type of physical shape that you're in. If you're in pain, it's distracting. So the phone rings and it's, hey, it's Sally. I want to talk to you about maybe listing this house. I want to talk to you about possibly buying this. Well, Sally, what's going on? Well, because your pain is distracting you, and so she's listening to your voice, and you actually sound like you're not even interested in talking with her. But guess what? You're interested in talking with her. But those aches and pains are a major distraction. So you want to be able to get in the best shape that you can. Start a workout program. Go see a trainer. Don't call me. I'm not out here to promote myself. I'm out here to help you to make a better presentation so that when you step out, you're ready. And by the way, the presentation begins far before people even meet or greet you. It's your energy that you have on the phone. I say probably once a month I go on WGN radio out of Chicago. They interview me. Before I come on air, guess what I'm doing? Yeah, a mini workout. And they interview me like at 5 in the morning, then they play it later in the daytime. But the reason I do that is I want to get my energy up. I want to have plenty of energy so when I come on there, they give me 20 minutes of airtime on WGN radio. Come on. I love it. It's called shameless self-promotion. And I love it, right? Because they love me and I love them actually. They're friends of mine now. But I do the workout because I want to get my energy up. And then when I get off of that, I have to go to work, right? So you have to have enough energy to do all those things. So number one, start a workout program. If you're not going to do it for yourself, do it for Sally, do it for Bobby, do it for the little kid down the street, or your aunt or your uncle, all right? But number one, self-stage, physically speaking, so important. Number two, develop a positive attitude in all things that you do. Now, I had a guy last week, I talked to him about this because I made a presentation somewhere. It's my signature speech, okay, self-staging. And he said, well, what do you mean a positive attitude? Well, is that easy to get? And I said, it depends on your attitude. It truly depends on your attitude. So if you have that but this, but that, in fact, I'm writing a book on that called The Big But Factor. I am, and it's called The Big But Factor because that affects people's attitude. Instead of looking at what they can do, they look at what they can't do. Well, I don't want to call this person because what if they say no? And I say, but what if they say yes? Okay, but what if they say yes? And more people will say yes than will actually say no. You just got to get in the habit of having a positive attitude. So I walked in here tonight and I said, okay, what's the crowd look like? It looks good to me. You guys looking pretty handsome out there, women looking sharp, men looking sharp, everybody looking good. But you got to have a positive attitude. I like typically using a wireless mic. Guess what I'm holding right now? That's right. But I got a positive attitude. It's all about your attitude. I had a friend who used to always talk about attitude affects your altitude. You heard that before. But it doesn't matter what you hear, folks. It's action. It's actually moving. It's actually doing something with what you hear. So when I'm speaking, I'm not speaking here to waste my time. I'm speaking with the hopes that when you leave here tonight, you will put some action out there. You will start actually taking this as a reality of what I'm talking about. Be positive in everything. So let's say maybe you're about to sign a major deal and the person backs out at the last minute, and before you met me, you'd be like, oh my God, I can't believe it. Jeff just canceled. Oh, my day is wrecked. Poor me, poor me. You left the meeting. Jeff just called and said, I'm canceling. So what? It is what it is. See the difference in attitude? Because the reality, if somebody cancels with you or they don't sign with you, they weren't meant to be with you. They weren't meant to be your deal. So be happy that they signed with somebody else. People can look at me all they want. I've been in business for 40 years. Self-employed because I've been self-staging for 40 years. I deal with some people, I won't even tell you who they are because they own tons of restaurants in town. Top lawyers, top doctors. If I didn't know how to self-stage, I would not be in business because they come with a lot of different attitudes. And most of them aren't positive, okay? So you have to learn to have a positive attitude. Guy walks in, he says, turn the lights off right now. I don't like working in the dark. Could you add a please to that, sir? Please turn the lights off. I go and I turn the lights off because he's paying me a lot of money and it's about him when he's in that workout studio. If I go to a convention, they say, we don't want you to do this, we don't want you to do that. Guess what I do? I have a positive attitude. I do exactly what they want. But you have to be intentional. Now let's go back to number one. I talked about getting yourself in better shape. That has to be intentional. Thinking positive has to be intentional. Look at everything from a positive standpoint. I'll share this with you. About a month ago, I went to the doctor's office. I've only shared this with 3 different groups. They said, your PSA score is really, really high. I'll tell you what it is. It's a 13. If you know anything about prostate, PSA score, 13. Oh my God, what am I going to do? Ask my wife. I said, honey, just stand here for a second. Deep breath in, let it out. I just released it, because guess what? If you start thinking negatively about that PSA score, that will drive you down deeper, further downward than what anything else is going on in your life. So you have to think upward, you have to think positive, you have to think on good things, don't think on the bad things. It is what it is. Let's say if I happen to have cancer, I'm gonna have a biopsy in probably about 3 weeks. If they say you got cancer, my attitude honestly is, well, I was probably meant to have it. Do you know why? Because at one time I said if I could take a pill to be everything that I felt that God wanted me to be, I would take it in a heartbeat. If it draws me closer to the direction that I'm heading in, then that's a good thing for me. Always look at things from a positive attitude. Are you hearing me? Yeah. Can I get 3 people just come up here and volunteer for me for a second? I need 3 volunteers. Number 1, that young man, can I get a lady up here? Okay. What's your name, sir?
Josh.
Josh. Nice to meet you, Josh. And your name again, ma'am? Camille, I like that name. And your name, sir?
Alex.
Alex, can I ask you a question, Alex? I'm going to start with you.
All right.
I have some checks here. I want to make you an offer. Deal or no deal? It's like the TV show. It really is. If I offered you a check for $2 million for your health, that means every aspect of your health, would you take it?
No.
Why wouldn't you take it?
I'm not giving someone else control over my health.
And because health is probably the most important thing to you, or for you, right?
Yeah, if you're dead, you got nothing else.
Okay, I like that. Okay, young man, I'm going to make you a better offer. Deal or no deal. If I offered you a check for $4 million, would you take it for your health?
No.
Why not?
For my health improvement?
Everything, no for your health, in exchange. I like this guy. Give me a hug. I like this guy. This is my buddy. I like this guy. I like you. I really do.
No, I would not.
Why not?
If I'm not healthy, I can't do anything else.
Okay, man. Tell you what, I'm gonna dig into my piggy bank right here. This is my bank. I got a check in here right now. What's your name again? One more time. Camille?
Camille.
Tell you what I'm gonna do. This is $8 million. I'm gonna fill it out to you for your health. Would you take it?
I'm taking it.
You're gonna take it? Who did you come with?
I just heard you can buy a heart.
Somebody get this woman out of here. I'll tell you what. Now, the reason I had you come up here, because it's real important. Here's the deal. People can give you a loan. You can go to the bank and take out money if you need it. But one thing that you can't actually buy is good health. And most of us are writing checks with our bodies that we cannot afford to cash. So I'm going to give you this check. This is yours for $8 million. Now, you're not going to be able to cash it, but if you look at the back, I got you something for coming up here. All right. I'm going to give you something. Here's yours for $2 million. Here's yours for $4 million. But you got a $5 bill. You can use it wherever you want. Starbucks. Give them a round of applause. Thank you, guys. Thank you. I appreciate them. It's always nice to get people. Next time you go someplace, if they ask for volunteers, do this. Yeah. Put your hand up right away. Because you never know what you can get. And I'm a giver, and I'm going to talk about it then, the importance of giving and the importance of giving sincerely. Here's confession time. Over the last 10 years, I've trained at least 5 people for free at the same time for over a year, for free, because they lost their jobs or they went through a bad divorce. So that means I wasn't getting about $800 a month for training those people. The reason I did that because their life is important, their health is important. It's so important to take care of what you have. So we're talking about the physical, we're talking about having a positive attitude. Thirdly, we're going to talk about catch and release. So you've had a really bad day, somebody's treating you wrong. How do you deal with it? Well, let me give you an example. It's the day, it's called Good Friday. You know what Good Friday is, right? You're in line, you've been standing in line for about an hour and you got all your toys and all your gifts for your family, and all of a sudden somebody butts in line in front of you. How does it make you feel? Annoyed. Yes, and you would probably say, young man or young lady, you can't do that. We've been waiting in line for an hour, right? Okay? Then all of a sudden you're getting this shouting match, back and forth, back and forth. And the manager comes over and he says, young man, young lady, or whoever you are, you guys are making a disturbance. You all have to leave right now. So now you walk out, right? You have no gifts. Your kids are mad. They're sitting in the car. They're crying because Papa messed up or Mama messed up, right? And you're upset and you're feeling bad about everything. That's one example. Same store, same day. You're sitting in line for over an hour. 7-year-old walks up, has a cart. There's one animal in the cart. It's a stuffed teddy bear. And she's got a $20 bill in one hand and she bumps right in front of you guys. How did you feel about that? Probably a little different, right? Again, I call it catch and release. So when somebody cuts you off at the side of the road, look at that and say, bless that person. Obviously, they got someplace that they have to be. Don't let it wreck your day. And this is important. I know I don't have a lot of time to speak tonight, but this is really important. You'll never have a bad day when you learn to catch things. When I say take hold of it, release it, let it go. But you have to be intentional about it. I walk into Starbucks, a Caribou, they say, how you doing? I said, I'm doing good. You're doing good? I said, yeah, I'm doing good. I said, I just found out that I have a high PSA score. And they look at me, they don't believe it. The reality is I am doing good because I've learned to catch and release it. Things don't happen the way you think they should, but things happen for a reason. You catch, you release. It's like fishing or something. You fish, you put it out there, they say you can't keep the fish. What do? You release it. Catch and release. Implement these things into your mind, into your life. It's going to make a big difference with your business. All right? Number 4 is probably the best, probably my favorite. You hear this all the time. People say, what's in your wallet or what's in your pocket? I say, what's in your heart? Care more about your client than you do about your pocketbook. It's got to be sincere. It's got to be consistent. It's got to be genuine. They will see right through it. About 8 months ago, I told a client of mine, he's ready to write a big check for 6 months. I said, keep your check. Don't give it to me this month. He's worth millions of dollars. He said, why would you do that? I said, because I want to teach you a valuable lesson. Your health is more important to me than your money. Because sometimes he's on the phone too much when he should be working out. I want him to know that I care about him as a person. Mark Rosen, not to drop his name, but I will drop his name, Mark Rosen. #1 sports guy in town, right? He's been with me for 25 years. Why? Because it's all about showing that you really love people. So if you're in real estate business or whatever your business is, care more about the person, then eventually, guess what? It's going to grow, it's going to grow, it's going to grow. You got to be in things for the long haul, not the short, little money in my pocket, now I'm off to the next person. Love people, care about people, then come to meetings like this. Accelerate it, connect with people that are like-minded, people that are thinking positive, people that are thinking about you, people that want you to succeed, not people that want you to fail. Connect with really good people, then find somebody that you can actually partner with that will make you accountable to the things that I'm talking about. Self-stage yourself physically speaking, work on having a positive attitude. And there's some other stuff I would give you, but I don't have enough time. This isn't a big keynote, all right? There's some things I'd love to talk to you about in the future about focus and the importance of those things, but time will not allow it. Can you guys all stand up for a second? I want you to do one little thing for you, okay? Give yourself a round of applause for putting up with the fitness gang. Louder, 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 come on. You can do better than that. This is for you. This is for you. Thank you very much. I appreciate you guys. Thanks, you're a great audience. Thank you.